Welcome to another episode of the Quip and Convo segment. Today's guest is someone who I met through a course I listened to on LinkedIn Learning. Some of you who know me know that now and again I send out links to some really good courses on LinkedIn Learning. Well, you'll see the bio of my guest right after this. Please join us and hear what he's got to say about one of my quips. Welcome to the Quip and Convo segment of the Quip Corner with Rob.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And I'd like to start off by thanking you for agreeing to be my guest.
No problem at all. It's absolute delight.
Yes. So when we exchanged emails, you had said you'd like to talk about Quip 57. So let me just pull it up and read it out so that our guests can follow. Quip 57 in my first book says, good leaders groom staff. Great leaders groom others and make room for them to bloom. So I'll just take it again. Good leaders groom staff. Great leaders groom others and make room for them to bloom.
I really like it. I really like it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the main principle of leadership is that you've got to create more leaders. Great leaders create more leaders.
Yes.
And it's quite an epiphany when leaders understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So often I say to leaders, who's replacing you? And they go, what? Who's replacing me? And I go, yeah, where are you going? They go, well, there's no, and I said, do you have anyone in your team that would replace you? And they sometimes go, oh, and there's no one in my team who can do my job. You know, they're all idiots.
Yeah.
And I said, well, who hired them? You? Because, and I kind of say it with a bit of humor, but they go, suddenly work out that, are you hiring people to replace you? Are you hiring people to take over your business, to buy your business out, to for example, if you've got a small business, are you hiring someone to be the next manager? Are you hiring someone that you can expand, or are you hiring someone to do a job? And it changes the perspective dramatically when they go, wow, I hadn't thought where I was going.
Yeah.
And what I've found is the most progressive organizations go, great, Ada, this is your new job, but your second job is to find out who's going to replace you, because we'd like you to progress to this over the next 12, 18 months. And if you think like that, you look at your own team members in a completely different light and go, am I training them? Because as you and I both know, leadership is a skill.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember when you got your first leadership job. I know when I got mine, and one day my leader said, look, I'm probably going to promote you, so you're going to have a new team.
Yes.
And so, and overnight, Ada, I went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning, and unbelievably, I was the leader. God had given me stuff through my dreams, and I was all of a sudden, I knew exactly what to do.
Oh, wow.
And I woke up.
Yes.
I woke up and realized it was just another day, and I knew
exactly.
So, you know what? It was just a fantasy that, like, literally go, I can't do anything different. So leadership is a skill. Am I investing in my people? So great leaders, they do that. The other thing they do is that great leaders understand a really interesting concept, and it's called the concept of who, not how.
Okay.
The concept that a guy called Dan Sullivan came up with. It's fascinating. It goes, when you think about you've got to do something, we all often think of, well, how am I going to do that, and how will I achieve it? But if you actually go, you know what, am I the best person to be thinking about this, or have I got some awesome people on my team that actually think differently than me? So I think of who can solve this problem, not how am I going to solve it, but who can solve it, and then how would they solve it? And I empower them. Because the more stuff as a leader that you do, the less time you allow your people to shine.
That is so true. Yes. And I think by extension, the more you do, the less time you have to actually lead.
Correct. And that's why so many leaders default back to what they used to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's where they came from. And no one taught them about how to actually lead or even how to manage. I mean, they're two separate things, but to actually shift gears. And that's why you see a lot of leaders. And look, I'll tell you an example. I was just talking to one this week, and I was saying one of the things as leaders you've got to be careful of doing is going into solution mode. So if your team come to you with a problem, it's very easy for us to go, oh my God, I've seen that before. Let me tell you how I do it. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. And you really mean it. I mean, it comes from the heart. You genuinely mean to help them out. But that's not coaching.
That's not
helpful. What happens is, it's not helpful. Well, what happens is you now train your people that whenever they've got a problem, they just come to you.
Yes. So they're dependent on you.
Great. So you haven't got independent people. You've now got dependent people. Here's a great thing. If anyone's listening to this, just write this. You're listening right now to Ada and I. Write this one down. You cannot scale dependency. Cannot do it. If everyone's dependent on you, you're just going to keep on coming to you, and you're going to be locked in your job. Now, if you want to lock in your job and stay there forever, just do that, right? Yeah. But you can't scale dependency. So we want to empower our people to be independent thinkers who come to us for guidance. So as leaders, we need to coach them.
Yes.
And give them a direction sometimes, but not the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it's interesting you say that, because as we are talking, I remember an article I read a couple of years ago. Who's got the monkey?
Yes, that's the one.
It's such a wonderful article. Every time, even when I was the leader of leaders, for the sub-team leads, I said to them, you need to read this article and live by it. Yeah.
It's like, so it's like, I'd say it's the monkeys at it, because what happens is, as soon as someone knows that you can fix something, the other team members and other leaders come to the leader of leaders and go, oh, great, I'll just go and see Ada. And so all of a sudden you have these, I'll show you what I mean. You have these monkeys on your back, right? You're on the shoulder, and all of a sudden you're a leader like this. Right? And you can't leave because you're suddenly sunk under all this weight.
Yes.
And you're doing everybody else's job. And that's your point, is a great one. If you do keep on doing it, you can't leave. You just find less time and you get frustrated, and ultimately you burn out, which is not good for anybody, right? No one wins out of people burning out.
Yeah. But sometimes there are leaders who are, for want of a better phrase, insecure. They're like, oh no, I can't afford to be dispensable. I must be indispensable. What do you say to those leaders?
Here's the thing I'd say about anybody. No one is indispensable, right? We all have unique gifts. There's no question. But don't ever think you're indispensable. And also, if you're in like that, then you have no chance of succeeding, going up to the next level, or going to wherever you want to go, or even getting out of the business. Out of the greatest thing that stops small business owners selling their small business is when someone goes to buy their small business and says, tell me about the business. And the leader goes, well, I'm everyone. I'm everything. I do this, that. And then the person buying it goes, okay, so the whole business is dependent on you, and you're getting out.
Then what?
Rather than saying, I've scaled it, here's my team, it's turnkey, I've got to a position where it's running as a business. Otherwise, it's just a really busy hobby. Right?
Yes.
And by the way, that's okay to have a busy hobby, and it's okay to be the main person as long as you know that, but don't try and sell it.
Don't that's
try
true.
And say it's not a business, it's a job that you're running, and that's okay as well, as long as you're not trying to do the other one.
Yeah, that is.
So I think that's true. A lot of insecure people do that. I had a leader just this week. He reminded me, and in my emerging leaders programs, and she said, "I said, what are you trying to do?" She goes, "I just want my new team to come to me all the time." And that's what she said. Right? I see your look, and I got it. And I said, "Tell me more about it." She goes, "I just want them to come to me for everything. I want them to come to me for everything." And this was your insecure leader. And I said, "You really don't want that." She goes, "But I really do." I said, "No, you really don't want that."
It will make me feel better. It will make me feel needed. It will make me important.
I said, what you need is you should just get a dog, because then you'll feel needed, right? But you don't need that. What you need, that's not what you really want. That won't scale. And she got it. Like when I explained it to her, she's like, "Oh my God, I was almost going to fall into that trap." Yeah. She was nearly there. And look, I said, "Great on you. Thank you for calling that and being so honest, because that's a really honest call out to what she said. Now I know what you mean. I don't really want that. I really want them to come to me for advice and I'm happy to coach. Yeah, I don't want all their problems.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes we missed it. We've all been young leaders, right? We've all missed it. So.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. So, parting words, what would you say to young leaders that also applies to experienced leaders when you think about this quip?
Well, I think about this one. I think it's just, again, thinking about your team and going, are we getting the best from my team? Are my team living up to their potential? Am I getting the best from them? Do I know my team well enough? Do I even, this is really important in the hybrid workplace too, at it, when we're hiring people we've never really met.
Yes.
We're appointing people, we're not even really getting to see them. Am I spending enough time with my team members to really understand what they bring, the whole of them, not just their work element, but what have they done in their past? What do they do in their sport? Is there attributes that we're not getting to use and see the best of them? So it doesn't matter if you're a young leader, an emerging leader, or a seasoned leader. If you've got people working for you, honestly, how well do you know them?
Yeah. And
are you getting the best out of them? And are they seeing you as effective? How could you get better?
Yes,
some of the best leaders I've worked with, and I'm going to throw a quote in here. This also came from a direct quote from the actor, producer, entrepreneur Ryan Reynolds, and he said this point, and it was exactly what I heard. He said the best leaders he's worked with in entertainment, in business, in the arts, are leaders who could say, I don't know the answer, but as a team, let's collaborate and find one.
That's true. Yes.
And he said the leaders who said they always had the answers, he said, were a nightmare to work with. But the ones who said, don't know, a bit unsure about that, but hey, let's get together and let's collaborate and let's find the answer together. They inspired and created a vision together. And I think that's what, are you truly doing that? Or as a leader, is it your way or the highway? Are you delivering the what, but not explaining the why? And therefore not getting the best out of your people.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
No problem at all.
We'll definitely need you back in the Quip Corner sometime soon.
Love to be back. Love to be back. Great speaking to you.
Yes, likewise. Thank you, Rob. Leaders, are you getting the best from your team members? That is such a wise question. Yes, leaders develop leaders. It's not about developing followers. It's good to be a good follower, because when you're a good follower, you can be a good leader. But it doesn't end at following. You need to grow up to be a leader. You'll see information about how to contact Rob below this video. See you in another episode of the Quip and Convo segment. Bye now.